Hey everyone, welcome to 996 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. Bit of a turbulent week for off-ice issues and drama, but thankfully there's hockey, but thankfully or unthankfully, the Coyotes decided not to show up and have one of their worst games in a while, probably I would say since Game 1 versus the St. Louis Blues. They've been on a good streak. You could just look at their past 7 games. They've won 4 games, lost 1 game in regulation, and picked up 2 bonus points at losing in overtime and or shootout. So they're doing good. They're on a good stretch. They come into this game against a new opponent, the LA Kings, a new-looking LA Kings. I mean, I hope I'm not alone. And most of those Kings players I've never heard of. They're just in their rookie season. They're in the middle of a transition. But, you know, it's tough because these California teams, the way they are rebuilding, it's not like Ottawa or Detroit. They have their veteran, elite, old NHLers that are still on the team and can still wreak havoc, do some damage, and play good hockey. The Kings, they still have Kopitar, Dustin Brown, Jeff Carter, Drew Doughty, and Jonathan Quick. The Sharks still have Kane, Burns, Carlson, Couture. The Anaheim Ducks have Gibson and Getzlaff, Silverberg, you name it. There's still some good veterans on the team. That's why you can't take these California teams for granted. They're not easy picking points. You got to work hard. And the Coyotes came into this game not looking to work hard or play to their game at all. I felt because the intensity wasn't there, because they weren't facing St. Louis, it wasn't like a playoff style atmosphere or environment anymore. The Kings just came into Arizona, went to work, and dominated the whole game. The Kings had so many grade A opportunities, so many chances, taking a lot of shots and hitting the net, where the Coyotes could only muster 6 shots each period for a total. I think they had about 20. Well, that's 18 shots in regulation, so that's not going to cut it at all. There was times where the Kings were doubling the shots of the Coyotes. Thankfully, the Coyotes managed to get a couple greasy goals to tie the game at 2 after falling down 2 goals to the LA Kings. And from there, Darcy Kemper stood on his head for the rest of regulation. I mean, the Coyotes had no right to steal a point in this game. They didn't deserve to push us to overtime. It was all on the back of Darcy Kemper, who unfortunately kind of let the team down in the shootout, letting in 3 straight shootout goals. You know, a shootout's a funny thing. Every time your team scores, you're so happy. You're already starting to think about, oh, they're going to win. Those are 2 big points. Where are they going to be in the standings? And then the other team goes back the other way and scores, and you're like, oh, now they're going to lose that extra point. What does this mean for the team? So it's a bit of a very quick succession of up and down in your emotions, the shootouts are. A couple great goals by Schmaltz and Dvorak in the shootout, but in regulation, the Coyotes just weren't there. Their only good grade A opportunity they had all game was in overtime, where Dvorak fed Phil Kessel and his shot hit Jonathan Quick's mask. That was like the only desperation save Quick had to make that night, whereas Kemper had to stand on his head, like I said. Just the Coyotes had no offensive game, no offensive zone time. Their 2 goals were just dirty, throw pucks to the net and hope for a deflection. I'm pretty sure Phil Kessel is never going to score on a wrister or snapper ever again in his life. All his 5 goals this season have just been in front of the net, you know, picking up garbage or tipping a puck in or what have you. No patented Phil Kessel goals yet in this early season. The short leash line, as no one's giving them a new nickname, so I have to call them by their nickname. Doing well. Obviously they scored, but I need some love from that second line. I love how they play. Whenever they're on the ice, they're hitting bodies or running over players. A lot of offensive zone time. You know, they cycle around the boards. You know, they're good, but they're not scoring. They're not putting goals in the net. They're not executing. Dvorak has been out of a bit of a quiet streak the past 5 games. Krause still hasn't scored this season. Pillik on assist, but we'd like to see him shoot more. He has a good shot. and just seems like he doesn't like to shoot it as much. Barrett Hayden was scratched, which was surprising in a sense. He got his first back-to-back points of his career last Friday and Saturday, but Saturday he had that terrible giveaway and the Blues scored on it. And then on Monday in that 1-0 win against the Blues, he had a couple of defensive mistakes which led to the Blues getting a lot of offensive momentum the other way. So, I mean, it's understandable why he's scratched, but they need more offense. They need more depth from their lines other than the short leash line. I feel like you got to pair Barrett Hayden with some skilled guys. I don't know why Dryden Hunt is paired with Brassard and Kessel. I also don't know why Dryden Hunt is on the power play with Brassard and Kessel. I thought that was a head scratcher. I mean, I don't understand why they're loading up one line of the power play with the short leash line, Dvorak and Chikrin, and then the other power play unit, you got Kessel, Brassard, Pitlick, and Hunt. It just, you can shift around those 6 or 7 forwards to get an equal balance. And it's not like the PP1 unit is so good that you can't break them up. I mean, they're really good 5-on-5, which doesn't necessarily translate to a 5-on-4 situation. I feel like it doesn't work. You could put Keller and Dvorak on that second unit and put Pitlick in front of the net with Schmaltz and Garland. I mean, that's an easy switch to balance some of the offense. I just don't understand the decision to have Dryden Hunt on the power play. The power play was pretty abysmal. They could have used a goal, could have used some offensive momentum, but they couldn't just set up for the life of them. I'm sure the Coyotes are disappointed in that performance. Kemper was really pissed after the shootout loss, and it's very understandable because he kind of let the team down. He only had to make 1 save out of 3, and he failed those 3 times. So I expect a better performance Saturday for the Coyotes. I'm sure the Coyotes are not happy with themselves. They let their foot off the gas. They played down to their opponent, which you should never do. And the LA Kings just went to work. They played an amazing game, the LA Kings did. Will they win 3 in a row, the Kings? I doubt it. They came off a 4-0 win against Minnesota, coming off a shootout win against the Yotes. Saturday, I expect a huge performance by the Coyotes. And I honestly feel it's going to be probably a barn burner, probably a 4-1, 5-1 game for the Yotes. I just feel it. The Coyotes are not happy with themselves for that game. They're lucky they got a point. They're going to come out flying Saturday. Kemper wants some revenge against his old team. And we'll see. I think Barrett Hayden will draw into the lineup. Hopefully Drake Kajula comes off IR just to give some more offensive talent in the bottom 6. Nothing against Dryden Hunt. I just feel like that line with him, Kessel, and Brassard is nothing really. Brassard's really good at retrieving pucks and managing the puck really well. He's way better than Derek Stepan, but he's got to shoot more. His offensive instincts are kind of not there. He ghosts most of the time. It feels like that line is just give the puck to Kessel and let Kessel do whatever he wants and go from there. So I think that line needs some tweaking. Hopefully Kajula comes in and could add some oomph and energy to that line. Hopefully Dvorak and Pitlick could get it going. Krause hopefully gets his first goal. The defense was really good. Nick Hjalmarsson is back in the lineup. There was one gaff with Demers and Ekman-Larsson on the first goal, both on the same side of the ice, both going after the same puck carrier and just leaving Dustin Brown out in the open. Kemper had no chance on it. So it was one defensive gaff that Demers and Ekman-Larsson made. They got to tighten up defensively like previous seasons. The second goal, a crazy ricochet off the post, off Kemper's back leg, lying on the red line. No one's fault really, just a fluky ricochet goal. It was good that they battled back, but after those 2 goals, I felt the Coyotes still didn't sustain any offensive pressure and were just playing to the Kings' offense the whole game. So they got to rectify that, have a better performance Saturday, and break away from that NHL 500 record and start putting some W's in that win column. Start streaking a bit. They got a streak. They got the Kings and then 2 games against the Ducks. You want to win 3 straight? That sounds good to me. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.